Donaldson trying to back in on Donaldson. Weaves to the baseline. Missed the shot. Offensive rebound controlled by the Tritons. Tate Jones driving against Wolf. There's nowhere to go.
Too much size in there for him.
That three goes for Hayden. From the folks at UC San Diego that are here. Donaldson missed a three. Way up for the rebound.
The Tritons got a little bit more bounce in their step right now.
And the reverse layup goes. Got into this three-point advantage.
I don't know if Michigan's going to win this game or not, but if they don't, they're going to look at the fact that they're 3 of 9 from the free throw line and have 12 turnovers as the reason why.
Gray found an opening on the baseline. Hayden Gray on the drive, cut off by Cheddar. Capich thought about a three, had a 7-footer in his way, 10 to shoot. Gray, long ball. Got it!
Hayden at the front of the rim is so good at protecting their basket. You saw Tate Jones get in there and just deterred by the size.
And then a poke away from Hayden Gray, the conference defensive player of the year, and the nation's leader in steals and steals per game. 3 and white, here he is, good shooter, and he knocks it down at this end.
They're giving you so far in this game to this point, but that's what he has built this program on. It's how he recruits. The foundation is who they are defensively.
They've got a 9-point lead. They're on a 16-4 run the last 4+ minutes. And Loishton not on the floor right now for UC Irvine. Chris Howell going to work. Shut out there and backs it out to Ty Magai. Magai around the Milovich screen. The roll. Back out Gray. A 3. Knocks it down. Uja Dugele was looking for the cutting Che, and good hands from Justin Rochelin, who's given good minutes off the bench again. Here's Rochelin. Milovich for Gray. Gray around the screen. Hayden Gray into the paint, attacking Evans with the right hand. See Irvine, so he's had an opportunity. Loishton back into the game, and now Hone. Back iron on a triple try, and Hayden Gray soared for the rebound. And Iwani with Tate Jones still on the bench. And Howell going to work. Gray comes to get it. Off the bounce against Che. Step back triple. Gray hits another. His third.
Both teams have done a nice job limiting each team to one shot.
Off the baseline, out of bounds. Capich. And now Gray. Hayden Gray gets the roll. How about the... Only 5 points for Miles Che, who averages 12.5 on 2 of 8 shooting tonight. Zone from UC Irvine again, and Gray wants a deep one. Oh, and he buried it! Aniwani with Tate Jones for Gray. Does he have another? Yes! Calm demeanor. And his team is 159 away from history. On this all-important possession, it's in the hands of Aniwani with Tate Jones, best player in the conference for the Tritons. Hayden Gray with the shot clock winding down, lays it in! 3 headliners for the Tritons. Capich can stroke it, and he missed it from deep. Tate Jones, the offensive rebound. He'll back it out for Hayden Gray. Second team all-conference, and he can shoot it as well.
This posturing, this test of manhood, and you can't do it in moments like this.
So the lead's 4 for the top seed, the outright regular season champs, UC San Diego. They've got the basketball as well. They back it out to Ty Magai, and maybe he is starting to cook for the Tritons. Magai being hounded by Fontenay. Hayden Gray comes to get it. Gray with a head fake on Swenson. Oh, tough ball away. Off of Kenny Poto, I think. So I'm not imagining things.
No,
okay. Well, maybe, but. Yeah. And even with Tate Jones on the baseline. Gray, the cut and the finish. Still a double-digit lead for UC San Diego. Swenson upping the ante. Gray, step through, got it. Bland trying to clean it up. Back out for Merle. He can't hit. Rochelin soars for the rebound, and his athleticism fully on display.
And his physicality. I mean, that play defensively denying Fontenette.
Boy, you get dagger threes. That might have been dagger defense.
No question.
From Justin Rochelin. Paid off at the...
Seconds now without a field goal. Tritons by 6. They've been up by as many as 8. So with a 3, they can take their biggest lead of the game. Match it with a 2. Here's Gray left open for a 3, and down she got the lead, and he rattles home a 3.
And he made that look easy, too. He just took that dribble and elevated and knocked it down.
Senior from Mater Dei High School, 1,000-point career score now between Kentucky, Texas, Cal, and Long Beach State. Gray to get back the lead. Playing it, seemed like every 5th or 6th game.
Boy, he sure was a nice guy.
Yeah. Milovich over to Howell, cross court, open is Gray, and he fires up the 3 and makes low post.
Well, you know what? Chris Howell was right in the middle of the lane. Nobody was really on him. He could have turned and probably laid it in.
And can they get another steal? Oh, what effort by Howell. Man, to keep that alive.
He's got to be on the all-defensive team this year.
Gray passed up a 3. He's not going to pass it up a second time. It's on its way, and it's good.
Gets it in the corner. Young puts up a 3, and Brown could not clean it up. Had the box out, but couldn't score. Gray on the run. Tate Jones turns the corner and thinks better of it.
I love the way he kind of probes in there.
Gray nails the 3. Hayden Burke into the game for UC San Diego.
Tell you what, Dedrick Taylor, man, you talk about a resume. We'll talk about that throughout the course of the game. I mean, he's been around this game a long time and been involved with some really great players.
Tate Jones tried to fly by, but gets cut off. Gray for 3, that's good. 12-0 run to end this half. Actually, if you want to take it to the last 7 minutes, 21-2, and it could be more. Magai lobs it, and Gray lays it in.
A guy wanting the ball more than the other guy, more than anything else.
Coach, he's got 21.
Look
There's
out,
a steal
look
by
out.
Gray. Gray will put it up, and he's fouled. Count it.
He's a very athletic, quick guard who can score it around the rim and make deep jump shots.
Marcus Adams Jr. misfires. Martindale had a hand on it, but comes down to Magai for the Tritons. Right wing 3, Hayden Gray spins down through the 4-point game. Tate Jones brings the ball up the right side. You know, you can watch Tate Jones, you know, you watch him on ESPN Plus, but it's a different phenomenon when you watch him in person, how he views the game, how he sees the court, and he moves about. And your description was perfect. Gray strong to the Barbie against Howell, slaloming underneath, and he turns it over. Rochelin out to Gray, racing ahead. He'll jam it home.
Yeah, that's the Matadors are so nervous when they get around the rim because bodies are there. But you got to take that shot. That's what Tate Jones does.
Howell for UC San Diego. His team up 7. Under 9 minutes to play in regulation. Hayden Gray to the right corner for Howell. Back to Hayden Gray. He'll launch the 3 and hit the 3.
Okay.
Bring the ball up for UC San Diego. They have a 7-point lead. He's got 18 points to lead all scorers. Mila Milovich into the game.
Well, I would get that ball. If they have Jones on anybody, I would attack Jones. Attack him because he's got 4 fouls.
Magai against P.J. Fuller II. And even with Tate Jones, they want the mismatch against Beard. He's going to reverse the ball to the right side for Gray.
That's clutch.
For 4 on the road at Cal Poly, a 29% shooter. Here's a steal by Gray, the nation's leading steal and thievery man with a tour. Trying to work his magic inside, missed with the left hand, rebounded by Howell. In transition, here's Gray gliding in. He scored point advantage for the Tritons. Here's Tom Beatty, came up short, And a long rebound to Tate Jones. Tate Jones with Kobe Williams guarding him. Little shot fake there. Gray, and Gray wants it. 1,103 years there, all Pac-West 3 times. Hunkin Claytor pulls the trigger on a 3. Rochelin with a rebound.
You know, to watch, though, remember, Niwa Tate Jones got 2 fouls now, and you don't want to. He don't want to pick up a charge.
No, and he kind of threw an arm bar right there, huh?
Yeah, I mean, he's a guy that can pick up a charge from time to time because he's so aggressive going to the goal. But, you know, you got a nice lead, but you don't want to get that 3rd foul.
K-Pitch inside to Gray. He got
wins than last season's squad. And trying to get this Cal Poly program back to the Big West tournament. Big West will only take 8 of the top 11. Beautiful execution. Splashes in his 3rd triple of the opening 20. The ignitable freshman has delivered off the bench. And Cal Poly has 9 knockdowns from 3-point territory this first half. Hayden Gray answers right back.
You cut in front of you, just constantly moving without the ball. Makes him so difficult to guard.
And now a takeaway for Gray with a 2-on-1 and a fancy finish off the. And boy, the last 3 minutes of the first half and what's transpired so far in this second half kind of starting to feel like that final 20-minute stretch in La Jolla when these teams locked horns last month. Still plenty of time for the Mustangs to mount a comeback, but it's going to start on this end as Gray leans in and it bounces home.
Not let them get an open layup, trying to get a late contest on a 3 and just hope it doesn't fall.
Isaac Jessup missed it. Ward had it for a moment, picked up by Rochelin. Numbers for the Tritons as Gray goes through the contact with a finger roll finish.
Gotten stops, leading up to this timeout. Keep doing that, keep plugging away at the lead. Mac Rineker, not in the game right now, but he was just, and that's a big catalyst for them on defense. But yeah, leaving him.
We're playing tough, hard-nosed defense, and he's in the game right now.
Johnson had it partially redirected. Nico Rochak is in for the first time. Here's Gray streaking down the floor, changes hands, and scores the board. 38th 3 of the season for K-Pitch as Doherty lines up a 3 and misses. And as the Tritons fight for the rebound here. Oh, what a behind-the-back pass. Tate Jones. Oh, man, he saved that from going out of bounds.
Well, the Globetrotters are in town today.
Yes. We got Globetrotter hat right to the next to me. Hayden Gray are the only 2 so far in the field of 8 that have locked in their spots. They'll likely be 1 and 2, but, man, Riverside, CSUN, Davis, even Santa Barbara could win this thing.
Hey, Santa Barbara's playing really well right now. I was real impressed with them in their loss the other night at Irvine.
Gray with a left hand drives base.
In the Big West, they weren't eligible, and now their first-year eligibility, they're kind of the new kids on the block.
7 to shoot. Ty McGuy out to Gray, unleashes the 3. Nothing. Finish to this first half so far. Into the hands of Jones. Manny the screen, spin move, and Rochelin with a steal. This team is so good defensively. Got over 200 steals on the season. 5 guys with over 25. And here's Gray.
Certainly he's a pure shooter. That wouldn't be the least bit surprised to see him get the ball and get a shot. Instead, it's Burke driving down the lane. There's the guy with the ball at the top. Yeah. Gets it out to Gray. Nice pass, Gray. In, out, and back in. Scores up in the Big West. Davis by 3 with about 10 minutes to play in that one. Fullerton up by 3 late in the first half against Cal Poly, a game we are keeping close eye on. Meanwhile, the backdoor cut and the bucket back out top to Stevenson, who drives on Milovic. That's some hard-earned opportunities right there. Runners really are working just for even tough shots. 3 balls, far side, got it. Ray, now here we go. Coach Olin looking at his staff. He's talking a little bit too. He's giving, Tate Jones is even smiling. He was telling basically, you can't stop me. And that brought a smile to the face of Tate Jones.
Coach Olin had a word with his staff, like, fellas, let's figure something out here, because
Tate Jones testing Stevenson. Nothing there. Three ball, and yet another one is.
He might have had a big game first time around, but he wasn't in at the beginning that long. He picked up a foul at Big Bent in the opening minute at UC San Diego and immediately went to Russ Turner's bench. Here's a knee-to-knee with Tate Jones to the corner. They did a great job guarding Magai last time. Into Gray, and Gray with a drive. Great to the defense.
Tough mistake because there was some momentum going to the Anteaters for sure.
Hayden Gray got a steal recorded there. And Gray with a great take over the 7'1" for the 7th leading scorer in the Big West at 17 points a game, and a guy who's hit 83s, 5th most in the NCAA. He hasn't hit a 3 against Irvine all season in a game and a half. 2-point lead now for Irvine. Tate Jones saw that one sail over his head. K-Pitch was there. Howell will take it. Out to Gray, sets his feet for a 3, and down she goes.
Great set up their passing. Again, they're probably going to have to do a good job on Tate Jones because he's a load.
We could have 20 lead changes by the time the night's over. Here's Gray setting his feet. Another 3. Back-to-back.
Their hand versus right, but boy, he gets there in a hurry.
And here is a steal by Gray. It's what he does best, and the reverse lay-in. That's defense. Good little backdoor find there. And that's Rika Schulte who with the score.
And Schulte coming out of Munster, Germany.
Back out to a 4-point advantage for Riverside. They've led by as many as 6. And Hayden Gray, who I was very, very high on. I loved him as a point guard. He went to Florida in the portal to finish up his career, and they got an even better player.
Well, they needed that in the worst way. Now they got to get some defensive stops.
14-point game. Here's Gray with a little spin move to the hole, and Gray gets it.
Got that thing down pat. He got good range on that shot.
You know how big of a start this has been to the second half for the Tritons. Remember we were talking about plus minus as Gray drives in again with an easy bucket. Moses with 22.
Isaiah Moses had one heck of a basketball game. He's kept them in this game.
Redshirt junior from Anchorage, Alaska. Not since maybe Trajan Langdon was the last time I saw someone play so well from Alaska. Look at Gray. Made 5 threes. He's 10 of 15. Here's Gray, and Gray misfired. Rosslyn gets the offensive rebound. Man, another offensive rebound. And there's Gray.
Later sends it into Christensen. The quick hands, though, deflecting it away. And look at the jets up the floor by Hayden Gray in transition. Good. Hawaii 7 for 8 from out there, and some tough contested 3-point shots that have fallen as well. Rebound there for Tate Jones off the miss. Ahead it goes, and Hayden Gray, I guess the ankle's all right.
It looks like it's all right.
That also gives Tanner Christensen 2 fouls. The lead is 7 here for Hawaii. They have outscored the Tritons 13-7 since halftime. Corner 3, Gray, that's good. Hayden Gray, pretty significant lead, and then right back in a matter of instances comes UCSD. And here's a breakaway for Gray, who throws it down.
And Gray tapped the ball away from
Tritons. 61-44 coming up on 6 minutes to go. A 17th win overall. And a 7th in conference is 6:05 away. Gray, and he's finally scored one. Here's Washington. 3 defenders come, and good athleticism to get that shot off. I do remember him at St. John Bosco. Here we go. Numbers back the other way. 3-on-2. Tate Jones leaves it for a gliding in. Hayden Gray. Field on the 13th. Davis at home. Davis, Jim Less's team starting to play better.
Now, going to Bakersfield is always a little scary because you know they're going to be ready to go up there, and everybody goes up to, well, Bakersfield's not that great. Well, they got some guy. They can beat you.
32-point effort for Tate Jones. 2nd time in 3 games that he scored 32. And with his 25, he's got, 57 this week. And there's Gray.
Tate Jones will trigger it. Inside to Howell. On the back cut to Hayden Gray. 11-6 Gauchos. Milovic drops it off for Gray.
Yeah, I think the Tritons would like to start their offense a little bit deeper, but give the Gauchos a lot of credit. They're really pushing the guards out.
Chris Howell out of the double team. Long three for Gray. No transfer from Azusa Pacific. Poto puts it up, no, and it's controlled by the Tritons.
They had two guys contesting at that time, but a big guy like Cotto, you figure he'd finish it.
Gray wanted it, took it, and the Tritons. Turner passed to Swenson. He'll take that. Looked good out of his hand, but off the mark. K-Pitch with the rebound. Tritons up by 5 in possession. Gray feeling it, and he hits another one. He's 3 for 3.
Pay at the other end, and that's what the Tritons did.
Now the Tritons get a steal, and it'll be another fast break, and this will restore order for UC San Diego. With 1 minute to go, they push it back.
I and Tate Jones each average about 18 points per game to lead UC San Diego, and they've got their third steal. Second for Gray, back and forth. It's Gray finishing it off from Tate Jones.
Tallest player on the team, standing at 6'10", the redshirt sophomore, coming in for defensive efforts and rebounding potential.
Pendleton has only played in 10 games this season. Gray for 3, and that's pure. Hayden Gray.
Strauss in the right place at the right time.
Moses under the basket and off the hands of Schulte. Moses down behind the play. 5-on-4 for UC San Diego. Tate Jones doubled. Finds Gray. Target practice 3 is pure.
From his head coach, Eric Olin.
Howell inbounding into Magai. And back to Tate Jones. Arma trading, sagging off of him. And now Gray winds up and hits. Hayden Gray with his third.
And they have plenty of weapons, and even a couple of players coming off the bench that have come out very solid for UCSD today.
Inside, Gray gets free. Nice back.
wears 77. How many college basketball players wear 77?
I see a lot in the NBA G League.
Yeah. His parents are Taiwanese American. He's a big fan of Jeremy Lin, who won 7, so he put 2 sevens together.
Yep. Chase Sanity, and there's a 3. Win a state title with them. It was only after all the Ball brothers left and Onyeka Okongwu came in that they won a state championship.
It's incredible, isn't it?
How about that? So he's your
a lot of talent.
plus minus your plus 17 guy, right?
Look at the stifling defense by Justin Hone, known to be a scorer. He's all over Magai, denying him the basketball, not letting him get one of those 3-point shots off.
Here's Gray.
Brighton's career, but he wanted to find the shutdown defenders in the Big West.
Hayden Gray, coast to coast.
And he hasn't scored yet tonight, so he just needs to relax. He's a good offensive player, and don't force it.
Burke right under the basket looking for a teammate. Now he's got it to Gray. Still plenty of time to shoot. Gray step back 3 is good. In the try.
Saturday.
Great look there by Gray to Anu Tate Jones. Now Gray, the nation's leader in steals, picks his pocket and scores. You can
at least the 8-minute mark.
Hyder up top to Rineker, had it deflected away. Gray is on the run on the fast break and scores. And Gray brings it up. Triton's looking to create some distance now. And Cal Poly can come back. They had a 17-point deficit at UC Irvine as Gray with the reverse.
A young team that, really a lot of guys are first time playing together. They have an advantage.
Magai misses the corner 3, but Gray keeps it alive with the rebound.
Boy, Hayden Gray's having one heck of a ball game tonight.
Tate Jones with the left-hand dribble, thought he was bumped. No call. 8 to shoot. Maguy looked like he was bumped twice there. Gray will take the deep three to beat the clock, and he hits it.
Average one up.
Transition three, Vasilic, no good. Howell hit the floor hard. He's still not back. Gray trying to go coast to coast and lays it.
How's it going to feel tomorrow?
Yeah, and you've only got tomorrow to recover before Saturday. Steal by Hayden Gray. Gray going to try and take it all the way, and he scores!
Turnovers, lost it. Kobe Young had a double-double, his first of the season, gives it up. Hayden Gray leading the charge, gets it back, lays it up, lays it in. You might remember him for Rudolph. Howell is out there along with Gray, Tate Jones, Kapich, Maguy.
Got Rudolph guarding down low now with Kapich.
Playing a little denial. Gray tries a three and tickles the
14 of their last 15 games.
22-0 run going back to the first half here for San Diego. They led 46-23 at the half. Tate Jones has 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 16 points. Hayden Gray along the baseline. Nice reverse move from Gray.
He had 22 in a game against Whittier. You know, he comes from a pretty good basketball school, Windward High School.
This is what you need coming out of the break. Hayden Gray sizes up a three.
Headlines, therefore, he was the Lou Henson National Player of the Week.
Yep, last 2 games he's averaged 26.5 points. That would cover at Utah State, who lost at home for just the 4th time in 46 games. And it would also cover beating in-city rival University of San Diego and Steve Lavin's club last week. Coming up on 6 minutes to go. Gray wants in on the 3-point. Here's Gray. Gray fires up the 3, and Hayden Gray.
UCSD in the starting lineup. Got a Santa Fe Christian and Torrey Pines, and then of course Duckett for USD. Out of Carlsbad.
Laying up and in from Gray.
Since that point, of course, he was coming off of an injury from a year ago.
Another steal for UCSD. They've been great on the defensive end, laying it up and in with a foul. Bradley driving off the side of the backboard. Now the Tritons will bring it up. Here's Gray. All the way coast to coast. Bradley. That one's stolen away. Gray down the floor. He'll get the dunk. It's 30.
Trying to do there, but he ends up getting it back. And then he's blocked. Ball's blocked out of bounds. And here come the Tritons.
Yeah, the Aggies are trying to force it here a bit offensively. They're not really getting into anything. They're not sharing the basketball. They're not spreading the floor. And so they're kind of becoming stagnant. And kudos to the Tritons defense.
Drive, Gray scoops it up and in. Hayden Gray. Gila played for Tennessee. Played back. Pat Summitt was the coach and helped them win their first 2 championships under Summitt. As for UC San Diego, Maguy now. The last 8 points for the Tritons. Will he keep it going? Gray shoots the 3, and no, that ends Maguy's for the Aggies, and they go back up 4. No doubt about that 3.
Well, that's the thing that the Tritons want to do is keep this game in another life been a post. I mean, his post defense and his post play is pretty amazing.
But he lost the basketball there, and shot clock down to 5. Akano, and his shot was blocked. And ahead, Gray is going to finish. Aggies tried to get back, and a quick timeout.
Threes, his 33rd this season. Tyler Linhart with a hand in on him, picked out by Hayden Gray. UC San Diego showing their defensive ability. Is a tremendous performance at the Boardwalk Battle. Colton Mitchell with that shot falling down. Hayden Gray, quick tempo. Gray slicing the lane. Gray, what a coast to coast.
Anything he puts up's going in.
And he wants another. That's his first miss from beyond the arc.
That's one of those heat check ones. You still got a little space there. Feels comfortable shooting it.
Would have brought Idaho within 4. Howell along the baseline. Nice find to Hayden Gray, and Gray buries his first. So he has his first point. Colton Mitchell trying to take one away from Hayden Gray. Idaho trying to apply some pressure. Handle lost for K-Pitch, but it stays with the Tritons. And then the three.
Point attempt.
Yeah, 48% hit both of his threes as Hayden Gray takes that coast to coast. Rod Barnes being second.
You know, I want to say he's one of the finest young coaches in America, and I guess I could say that, but it's not like he's a rookie by any stretch of the imagination.
Hayden Gray and open with a 20-0 run and have been in control since, leading it now 35-19. Bakersfield's got another run in them, though. You can believe that. Gray drives the lane, lays it up and in. This team for Bakersfield. Also, Bentley and Kadar Waller are brothers. So it's a family affair here. You've also got Rod Barnes' son, Brandon Barnes, a sixth-year assistant coach for the Roadrunners. 10 to shoot. Rochelin out of the double team. Gray drives the lane, created some space and knocked it down.
Stephon Swinson. Now here is Jason Fontenette in the corner, and the weak side rebound grab by Tate Jones for the Tritons.
Pretty good motion and a good open shot by Fontenette in the corner.
And the easy drive to the bucket for Merle. That's his first, the second on UC Santa Barbara. And a good officiating crew for this Big West opener. The drive and lay-in on the drive, Swinson. Colin Smith. And the rebound, good box out by the Tritons, and it's Norton K-Pitch clearing it for UC San Diego. Hayden Gray, three. Finally a look from the outside, too strong.
Another
from
offensive
Tyler
rebound.
Maguire. Stepping out for a three. And that's off the mark from Norton K-Pitch, but taken away, Hayden. That ends the run for the Tritons.
Got to get some stops right in this part of the game now. Oops, all the way.
Hayden Gray right to the bucket.
Going away with 116 of their own. But, you know, Laverne played 18 players in that game. Some college basketball rosters don't have that many players.
Well, we need to let folks know this game, being a Division III team, this is an exhibition game. This will not count on their overall seasonal record.
But it will for the Tritons as Hayden Gray with the back door.
Yeah, they really put it on Toledo.
There's a steal by Gray that'll tie him for the lead, and he'll score to boot. Play, throw it out there, make them have to work on it.
That's right.
Damaj Warren misses the three. K-Pitch with the rebound. Damaj Warren now 1 for 9, matching his box score from a season ago. Last year, that one field goal was a 2. Gray skipping to the corner. Howell on the dribble drive. Back up to Gray for 3. It's good.
Have ball clubs that are fun to watch. Here's a steal by Howell. Up ahead, Gray. He'll take it to the bucket. Adams. Apex though. Sonny Wilson tries a 3, no. Owinga came down with a rebound, but there is Tyler Maguire again with great hands. This Triton club is just very active defensively with their hands, be it deflections or steals. Of course, Hayden Gray, number 3 with the basketball, leads the country in steals. Howell has it and gives to Tate Jones. They're looking to try to get Norton K-Pitch going. Instead, he'll find Gray, who dials one up from distance right in. The Tritons have answered every time any of their opponents have tried to pull away. Here's a steal by the leader of steals for the NCAA, and he finishes with a layup. What a bucket. Nice spin move with a right hand finish by the Dukes. Number 3, Eddie Ricks III. He's a matchup problem because of his 29 points. He set his Division I career high yesterday. And here's a steal. Make it 20 and a two-handed. 34-28 our score. Here's a deflection and a takeaway. Great hands again by the steal leader in the NCAA, Hayden Gray. He's going to try to dial one from distance here, and he knocks it down. That'll be the 15th foul, his second personal. He has 3 points in the contest. Long outlet to Capich. Now to Gray. Up and under, bucket, and Gray brings it up. He'll be picked up top of the key by Freeman. Gray gets it back. Thought about a three. They'll try to work it down low. A little inside-out game. Gray gets it back. This time Rick's on him. He will pull the trigger and bring it up the floor with Aniwa Tate Jones, who will give to Rochland. As I mentioned, they have kept JMU at bay. Here's a nice drive. Now ETN defensively, and a tough shot off the mark, no. But a great offensive rebound tracked down by Burke. 2 seconds, shot put up, and it's good, a three. Here's a shot from distance, it's off the mark, saved in play. Howe needs help, finds Gray. Gray's going to try one from distance himself, and he finds the lead. Nice performance from both of those young men. Here's Tate Jones, goes behind the back, avoids McKeith. Off to Howell. Now they're going to play keep away best they can and try to utilize as much clock as humanly possible and protect this lead. Interesting to see if LaSalle goes aggressive here. Here's Gray with a nice spin move, lays it up and off the glass.
Today over at
early game
Pavilion.
Seattle U 8 for their last 8 shooting. And Gray just blows past his defender, Dawson.
Brighton got totally lost on defense that time. Arrington won't get an easier shot all year long.
Gray blows past his defender, changes hands, and count it. Emil Skuta, 6'4" sophomore from Helsinki, Finland. Here's Gray, straight away buries. Wanted a foul, but there wasn't one. And he's coming to try and get the steal, and they're going to get the steal.
Yeah, that's one way to not give up on a play.
Magai bounce pass to Gray for a streaking.
Good pressure there by Gray, and Gray's going to get the steal.
So good at that. Hayden always around the ball hawk.
Fans wanted Aniwa Tate Jones to take it. The three by Gray is good, and the Tritons take it.
Yeah, he's got quite a resume under John Calipari at UMass, Scott Drew at most recently at Grand Canyon. A guy's been around basketball and really knows it, and we'll see if he can carry a program forward here with the Waves.
Well, you see Zion Bethea, he has been all over Magai in the early going as Gray on the take, count it, and one. Butka almost threw that one away. That's 4A. Burke got hands on the ball and knocked it away. 3-on-1. Tate Jones deals it to Hayden Gray. It's Western Illinois, so figures to get a little more playing time here tonight. He'll guard Hayden Gray. Gray passes off the screen and scores with the left hand. Quiets the crowd momentarily.
Yeah, if you're going to play that zone, that's probably the one guy you don't want to let get a clean look.
Gray fouled and counted. There's a nice answer.